Hey, all you beautiful people out there, Taylor here. I want to say hi to and you, and that person that looks like you, and the other person that looks like you. Wait a minute. Doppelgangers have appeared in many cultures and have been around since the ancient times. I have had a multitude of people walk up to me and say, "You remind me of someone I know," or "You look very familiar." But I have no idea who these people are. Derived from the German word for doppelganger, doppelgangers are perceived as another version of a person. In ancient Egyptian time, they were known as Ka, or a spirit double. Many Native Americans told stories of doppelgangers appearing in reflections. Old Scottish tales talk about a throw, which is an entity that steals babies and replaces them. God had nothing to do with that. Usually, with seeing a doppelganger, people associate this with bad luck or signs of impending doom. There are many celeb lookalikes, and Google even came out with an app called Art Selfie that lets you compare your facial features to famous paintings all around the world. I did this and I got pretty interesting results. You guys should totally check it out. Anyway, some of the characteristics of doppelgangers is that they don't cast a shadow, or they usually elude the original person, and they give off feelings of fear and panic. With all that being said, here's 7 creepy doppelganger encounters. Number 1 comes from Redditor Quiet Voice 4846. The Redditor was pregnant at the time and she would have to use the bathroom frequently throughout the night. For a period of 4 days, she could see herself still standing in the mirror as she was leaving the bathroom. Only seeing this from the corner of her eye, it got to the point of her being terrified and wouldn't look at the mirror at all when using the restroom. She was taking a nap one day and her husband was watching TV in a chair right next to her. When she woke up from her nap, her husband told her that he had seen her sit up, crawl backwards towards the edge of the bed, and stood in front of their bedroom door from the corner of his eye. Mind you, she is pregnant and it hurts to move, let alone an amazing wake-up routine. He tried to communicate with her, but she didn't respond. When he looked up at her, the figure that was standing in the doorway was gone. Then she told him about the bathroom mirror incidents, and they both decided not to talk about it because it may give it power. Number 2, posted by Redditor GeoBite, they said that they had seen a second dad at the door. One Sunday morning, GeoBite and their brother was watching cartoons on TV when someone knocked at the door. They lived in a smaller 2-bedroom apartment that had a big window facing out to the front door. So GeoBite looked out this window and saw what looked like their dad standing on the other side. GeoBite went to go open the door for their dad, only to be stopped by their mom. She told GeoBite not to open the door because they don't know who it was. GeoBite then explained that they saw their dad standing on the outside and was going to open the door for him. Their mom was terrified and told the children to go to the furthest end of the apartment and don't come out of that room. She then wakes up the father and he learns of what just happened. He heard the knocking at the door and he asked who it was, but no answer. He threatened to call the cops upon many other threats, and still to no avail did the stranger answer him. The mom then goes to where the kids are and stays with them while the father grabs a metal bat and opens the door. The man standing outside of their door completely disappears. The father looked everywhere for the man, but he cannot be found. Number 3, coming from Redditor Celestial_eSpirit, around when they were 16 or 17 years of age, she would play with an Ouija board. She stated that weird stuff has happened, but the doppelgangers were the worst. A doppelganger has managed to manifest itself not once, but twice to the Redditor. The first time was when she heard her mother come in the front door, so she and a friend went downstairs to greet her. Though this mom looked like a younger version of her real mom and carrying groceries with her, she tried calling out to her mom and there was no response. After the groceries were put down in the kitchen, the young mom walks upstairs to the brother's bedroom. Getting a sickening feeling, the Redditor followed her mom to the bedroom only to find that she had disappeared. Moments later, her real mom came walking through the door, wearing a completely different outfit. The second time it manifested itself was when the mom was talking to the brother on the phone. He said he was on his way home. As soon as the mom hangs up the phone, the brother walks in, talks to his mother and sister for a little bit before going to the bathroom and shutting the door. He's been there for 15 minutes before his sister knocked on the door and asked if he fell in. Right then, the real brother walks through the door. She opened the bathroom door to find no one inside. She was terrified and mentioned that both times they had darker eyes. Number 4. This one comes from Redditor Don. He said that he has experienced doppelgangers twice. First time was when his brother was told by their mom to go upstairs and let their sister know it was time for dinner. The brother went upstairs and told the sister that she needed to go downstairs for dinner. The sister didn't respond to this. The brother came back downstairs only to find his sister at the bottom of the stairs with a different shirt on. The second time this phenomenon occurred was when the Redditor's doppelganger stood in the doorway of his sister's room, silent and staring at her around 12 p.m. that day. The Redditor arrived at his home around 4 p.m. that day because he was in school. The sister didn't even know that he was until she asked why the Redditor was staring at her earlier with no emotion. He responded by telling her that he was in school all day. Number 5. This occurrence of a doppelganger actually made news headlines. Richard Anthony Jones spent 17 years in prison for a crime committed in Kansas by his doppelganger Ricky Lee Amos. Convicted in 1999 for aggravated assault of a woman in Walmart parking lot, police were on the lookout for a man that fit Jones's description perfectly. Jones had a solid alibi, and witnesses testified that he was at his girlfriend's birthday party nowhere near Walmart at the time of the incident. He was prosecuted and found guilty anyways. The team from the Innocence Project tracked down the real perpetrator who looked identical to Jones. After the police apprehended Amos, the state then released Jones in 2017. Jones filed a petition asking the state to pay him $1.1 million and to proclaim his innocence. Number 6. Pete Brugger was a PhD student more than 2 decades ago and making a name with paranormal experiences. A fellow neurologist who was treating a young man sent this young man to Brugger because the man nearly killed himself when he came face to face with his doppelganger. It all started when the man stopped taking his anticonvulsant medication. Instead, he decided to drink all night and slept in instead of going to work as a waiter in Zurich. Waking up, the young man felt dizzy, so he stood up and saw himself lying in bed, still sleeping. He tried every effort to wake this person up, but failed. Eventually, the person did wake up, and then his awareness of being would shift from person laying on the bed to the person on top. Fear and confusion took hold of the young man, and he couldn't bear to look at his double, so he jumped out the window. Landing on a hazel bush, he wasn't dead, but in critical condition. He was seen and treated for his injuries. Number 7. Coming from a source in South Texas, he was a kid about 11 years old. His older sister talked him into doing dishes so she could hang the clothes outside to dry. He eventually agreed. After he finished the dishes, he was going to get back at his sister by jumping out and scaring her. He heard his sister and saw her in the bedroom. So he snuck into her closet when she wasn't looking. He jumped out at her, only for her to return an expressionless look on her face. He saw a figure moving outside, so he peered around his sister to find that his real sister is still hanging up clothes outside. He ran outside and told his sister everything. And that is it for this list of creepy doppelganger encounters. If you guys like this video, then please hit the thumbs up button. I will have more videos on the way. If you would like to stay tuned, then please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.